Ladies and gentlemen, His Majesty, the Obi of Onitsha, Nnaemeka A. Achebe, CFR, MNI.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Anambra State, Your Excellency, Chief Emeka Anyoko, Adazie Obusi, the Chairman of the occasion, ladies and gentlemen, I'll stand on the established protocol. And first, may I apologize for all that you've just heard. We're here today to celebrate no other person than our governor, Agbogidi, Chief Obiano, and not to celebrate anybody else. So my apologies for that. I don't really have much to say on this occasion because sometimes one is so completely overtaken and overawed by a situation that you are lost for words. And following His Excellency Adazie Obusi is always a very difficult task. But I'll just say a few words, from my own personal perspective. First of all, I have to say that by the grace of God, I was part of Chief Obiano's journey in the last 8 years as governor of Anambra State. Indeed, I was part of it before he even knew he would be a governor. Because a few days after he retired from Fidelity Bank, I had a dream, and true, I had a dream. And I was told, thank God, here comes the next governor of Anambra State. So we went through the process in Anambra North, senatorial zone, between the traditional rulers and the chairmen of the town unions. It was a rigorous process to produce 3 names to recommend to the ruling party as our recommendation. And we did. But I told my colleagues at the processes that the next governor of Anambra State was not in the process we're going through. So the list we're submitting to the ruling party, we'll do it as a matter of formality. But the next governor had not emerged, was not in the process. And indeed, Willie Obiano was not in that process. And today, we're celebrating him as the man who has ruled Anambra State most successfully for the past 8 years. So if any ne did not catch or Anambra State, and God gave him the empowerment to do that. And like already said, he came well prepared. He's an accountant of world class and an auditor, international auditor for that matter. So he has a way, or he's been trained to look into a pile of information and get the essence of it. But also, he was a banker and a manager in a large corporation. So he brought all of these to bear in his governance of Anambra State. And he always told me that all he wanted to achieve could be defined in a very simple term. That day or night, 24 hours a day, Anambra State, anybody in Anambra State, wherever, should feel safe and secure. And if that were to happen, opportunities for investment will come, business will come, Anambra State will boom, will be a happier life for everybody, because what is the purpose of government is to improve the well-being of the people. And I think he set about doing that, and I think he has achieved that. I don't want to enumerate everything else about education, agriculture, etc., because it's all there, and it's in the books, and if you go around, you'll see them. But 2 things I like to say. the legacy projects, this place we're into today, the airport, the Oka Stadium, I've had the privilege of being with the governor from the beginning, laying the foundation stone and visiting regularly to see the progress of work. The last time I was here was about 3 weeks ago, and the amazing progression from the 3 weeks ago is just fantastic. And I think you have to give it to him. The time frame, project on time, on budget, and on everything, on specification. Okay. But the last thing I should say, because as chairman of the State Council of Traditional Rulers, I've also worked with him at that level. He's given us unqualified support to the Traditional Council. We've held our meetings under him. Every month, we've held our meetings for the whole period he's been our governor. We've held our annual seminars except when the COVID pandemic came into place and so on. And from the perspective of the Traditional Rulers Institution in Anambra State, I would think that his greatest achievement has been that he presented over 60 certificates of recognition to traditional rulers. That meant that all those 60 traditional institutions either were vacant or had been in dispute for so many years. And it had the courage to step in, resolve the disputes, and let's have a leadership. So the institution today is better off than it was ever since, in fact, he has recognized more traditional rulers in his term than all his predecessors put together, including the military regime and so on and so forth. So his legacy is unquestionable, and the foundation or the edifice he has added on. Anambra is an edifice that will be in constant building and development. He's done his own part, and I think he's left indelible marks for his predecessors to follow. The challenges of 8 years ago are different from the challenges of today. He came, he met the challenges, and I think we score him very, very high in fulfilling those challenges. It's now for him to take a very well-deserved rest and then decide on the next mountain to climb. Because there's no doubt, as Adazie said, for his age, for his youthful age, there are many more mountains to climb. And we hope that he'll continue to climb and make contributions to public life in Anambra State, in the country, and in the world. Agbogidi, we thank you and we wish you very well. Thank you.